Oh, and the foul.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
Be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950.
Hello and welcome to North Shore High School here in the North Shore of Nassau County for two unbeaten teams, two of the only unbeaten teams in Nassau County, as Locust Valley and North Shore square off for what is essentially a Conference 7 championship game. Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to North Shore High School again on Varsity Media Sports Network. Matt Shortis with you as we are just moments away from start of tip here. And again, as I mentioned, both teams coming in at 6-0 in this abbreviated season. Locust Valley coming off a pretty sound victory over Lawrence, 71-51, and North Shore coming off probably their toughest game of the season to this point, a 53-46 win over Wantagh. In fact, both of these teams had to go down to the South Shore and beat Wantagh in the last week or so to remain unbeaten. So you get a nice neighborhood rivalry going on between these two programs and these two teams in this abbreviated season, and having to come off a win over Wantagh in the last week. So, as we look back at the last game against Wantagh for Locust Valley, just what they did incredibly well was stay in the game. Wantagh came out really strong at the beginning of that contest, and Locust Valley was able to kind of hang in there and hang tough. And you had the play of Logan Leantonio really strong in the second half, impacting things on the defensive end of the ball, and then leading to some offense, and that allowed Locust Valley to come back into that ball game. On the other side for North Shore, they're led by their two senior guards, just a real dynamic duo in the backcourt, and that's Phil LaRosa and Luke Jacklin. LaRosa, a Arcadia College commit next year. Luke Jacklin, a 3-year varsity player. So those two guys pack a really strong 1-2 punch for the North Shore Vikings in the backcourt. A team that has been kind of hampered by injuries to some key senior players coming into this year. So the fact that they are 6-0, again, points to those two guys as well as some of the younger guys on the roster that we'll get into in a moment. So they're going to do the anthem in just a moment. Stay with us. The opening half of play is coming up next. Locust Valley and North Shore square off in a matchup of unbeatens. Stay with us on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Welcome back to North Shore High School as we get ready to start this one off. Again, two unbeaten teams at 6-0. The Locust Valley Falcons come in, and they're coached by Dan McAndrew. Their starting lineup is as follows. Dominic Marone in the backcourt, along with Joe Halpin and Logan Leantonio, who we mentioned a moment ago. Luke Paniagua and Sean Murphy up front. And for the North Shore Vikings, coached by Kevin Carpenter, a John Glenn graduate. He's in his 9th year as head coach here. And his lineup looks like this. David Berlin, and we mentioned those two guards of Phil LaRosa and Luke Jacklin. Nick LaRosa, the younger brother of Phil, and Vasilis Trianfilo is in the front court for North Shore. Locust Valley in green, moving right to left as they are with the ball first. Here's Joe Halpin up top. This is Murphy at the right elbow. Murphy gives it right side. That's a long three. Off the back of the iron. Battle for the loose ball. And the rebound, a jump ball, goes to North Shore. Vasilis Triantafilo, a freshman presence who can spread the floor a little bit for North Shore. Here's Luke Jackman. Now Berlin, Jackman, and Phil LaRosa are the guys around the perimeter. Drive on the left side, bodied up by Murphy. Play continues. This is Leantonio with it for Locust Valley. Leantonio to the right side. It comes for Paniagua. That shot is good. And Locust Valley has a 2-0 lead as they are on the board first. Here's LaRosa left side. His pass tipped by Paniagua. Locust Valley has it. This is Joe Halpin with it. Turned over and a foul as La Rosa is fouled. Luke Paniagua. Phil La Rosa had 19 points in that win over Wantagh. In their last game, a 53-46 win, led all scorers, followed by Berlin and Trantafilu. Left side comes back up top for Berlin. Berlin driving on the right side, tries to heave it across to Triantafilu, pardon me. And North Shore ties it up at 2. Vasilis Triantafilu. He was pulled up to the JV last year as an 8th grader and thrust into starting duty this year because of a couple of injuries to Jack Lennon and Aiden Landell, who are both missing this abbreviated season with leg injuries. Left side 3, in and out for Paniagua. Murphy's got it though. Murphy going up with it, and his shot is altered and blocked by Berlin. Nice job going right up. This is La Rosa. La Rosa missed his shot, got his own rebound, but stepped out of bounds. All right, Phil La Rosa. He's been the guy in the middle of everything for North Shore the last couple of years, all county last year. And he set his mind to being a collegiate basketball player and worked really hard to achieve that goal. Said his coach Kevin Carpenter, Lee Antonio spot up 3. No good. Murphy the rebound. That won't go. Again, another partially tipped shot there by Berlin, who's got a couple of blocks. Turned over. This is Paniagua. Paniagua tries to feed across the lane to Murphy. That one goes down. Murphy did a nice job coming back for that as the pass was thrown a little bit behind him, and Berlin, because the pass was thrown behind him, was a little out of position. Triantafilu steps in the lane, but took one too many and turns it over. So slow start offensively for both of these teams, as we have just 6 total points 3 minutes into this contest. This is Halpin, will try a straightaway 3, in and out. David Berlin comes down with the rebound. He's done a nice job on Murphy so far in this one. Driving right through the lane was Luke Jacklin. Shot hit the bottom of the rim and then went out of bounds. It'll stay with North Shore. Here's Nick LaRosa to his older brother Phil. Berlin with a big dribble, right elbow, jump shot, well short. As Murphy got in his face, Paniagua stuck in the air and throws it out of bounds. A big heave. He was looking for Murphy down court. So both teams have turned it over a few times here in the early going. Jacklin. Now Triantafilu. Up top, this is Nick LaRosa. LaRosa kick it back outside. Luke Jacklin. Jacklin trying to go to the basket. And Paniagua and Murphy kind of double teamed him and forced the turnover. But nice job defensively by Jacklin, staying on top of things and forces Paniagua into a travel. So North Shore will have it back. Midway through this first quarter, low scoring contest so far at 4-2. Paniagua and Murphy with a basket each for Locust Valley, and Triantafilu has it for North Shore. Drive down on the right side baseline, no good. Offensive board ripped away by Lee Antonio. Here's Halpin with it for Locust Valley. Cross court it goes for Paniagua. Thought about the 3, now drives down the middle of the lane, stripped to the basketball into the hands of Triantafilu. Here's Berlin bringing it up the floor. Now Nick LaRosa into the basket. Offensive foul on Nick LaRosa. So another turnover here for North Shore. A nice job by Lee Antonio getting in and drawing the charge. And we saw his defensive presence last Friday against Wantagh. Looks inside for Murphy. Has a little trouble handling it. Gets it back. Shot no good off the back iron. Pulled down by Phil LaRosa. Left side 3. Too strong. Battle for it underneath. Taken down by Maroon. Neither team has gone to the bench yet. All 5 starters for both teams have played all 5 minutes to this point. This is Halpin. Up top for Murphy. Straightaway 3, no good. Berlin the rebound. Not a lot of second chance opportunities right now for either team. Here's LaRosa, transition 3. That one goes over the back of the backboard and out of bounds. And that trend will continue. So we'll get our first substitution of the day. Ryan Freund comes in as Nick LaRosa comes out. The sophomore Freund, one of the first guys off the bench. And if the name sounds familiar, that's because his dad, Keith Freund, is the coach of the girls basketball team here at North Shore. Paniagua, kick out, right side. Halpin tries to drive on the baseline, picks up the dribble. This is Paniagua again. Marone with a head fake. Tries to flip it across to Murphy, but out of bounds. So both teams struggling to find the offensive rhythm so far this evening. North Shore with possession. Spin move in the lane, blocked by Halpin. Offensive board won't go. Back up with it, no. Freund pulls the rebound out of traffic and the offense will reset. Here's Luke Jacklin. Off the screen. Jacklin gets by his defender, and this one rolls off the front of the iron, but another offensive rebound for North Shore, and then it's poked away by Paniagua. So nice job by Paniagua to create the turnover. Inside 2 minutes to play in the first quarter, 4-2, Locust Valley on top. Murphy, one dribble underneath, count the basket, and one. Believe that's going against Berlin, but we will see. It is. David Berlin drew the foul. He's got his hands full tonight going against Sean Murphy, averaging 16.5 points per game. Missed the free throw. 4 points so far in this one. 6-2, Locust Valley leading. 90 seconds remain in the first quarter. Berlin thought about a 3. This is Jacklin off a screen, off another screen. Now into the left side corner for Freund. Looking underneath for LaRosa. The reverse won't go. Pulled down by Doug Marone. So Locust Valley with a 4-point lead and 70 seconds to play in the first quarter. This is Paniagua driving into the lane, but traveled on the way there. So Jacklin will slowly bring it up the floor. 3-year varsity player. And again, he and Phil LaRosa have been huge for them over the last few years. Berlin dribbles into 4 guys and then we'll get a player control foul. That's a big foul because that's the second personal foul on David Berlin. And he's likely going to have to come out for a little while. Really had a strong first few minutes going up against Murphy. And that'll bring in Will Feldman, the junior. He's a guy that plays in the post and normally is giving up some size to some of the bigs, and that will happen again today. They're going to move Triantafilo over to Murphy. He's trying to kind of front him. Moving inside and a steal by Feldman. So coming to the game and paying defensive dividends right away. Triantafilo, left side 3, a little too strong. Rebound to Tasso. Tasso coming in, left baseline, little push shot, no good. knocked out of bounds off of Locust Valley. And Corvaya was trying to make the case that it went off of Feldman last. So 15 seconds remaining on the first quarter clock. A low-scoring first quarter. 6-2, Locust Valley leads. North Shore trying to get one basket before the quarter comes to a close. There's Jacqueline. He'll try a three. That's good. And boy, what a difference one basket can make, as that cuts the deficit to 1 and kind of changes the tenor of this first quarter. It's a 1-point game at the end of the first quarter. Locust Valley leads 6-5. Stay with us. It's a matchup of unbeatens here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Island sports fans, now is the time to ensure you don't miss out on your athletes' games. Varsity Media is available to live stream any game, any event, any level, anytime. Reach out to Varsity Media today to learn more about live streaming services. 516-403-2050 or visit us at www.varsitymedia.net.
North Shore as the Locust Valley Falcons lead by a score of 6-5. And just moments away at the start of the second quarter. Luke Jacqueline hit a three at the end, just before the buzzer of that the first quarter. And a big difference that one basket makes. And we take a look here at the remaining teams in Nassau County that are undefeated. So you have Cary and Elmont at 6-0, Lynbrook at 6-0, Syos at 5-0, and you have these two teams, North Shore and Locust Valley, at 6-0. That's with a minimum of 5 games played, because you have a couple teams like Malvern was 4-0, and I think Manhasset and another team within their conference, maybe it was Lynbrook, were also 3-0. But again, because of the teams missing games with COVID and all that, it's been an impressive accomplishment so far. Ball nearly taken away outside left corner 3, no good for Corvaya. And La Rosa will take down the board. La Rosa driving hard to the basket, fouled on the way there. And that'll be a non-shooting foul. Dave Hill picked up the personal. Locust Valley will play a lot of guys. They have 20 on their roster. They travel 15. There's Jacqueline driving on the left baseline. Shot no good. They're able to get it away to Murphy. Right side, Hill trying to feed Murphy down low. Kick ball on North Shore. Pelagonia underneath. Now Murphy up top for Tasso. Tasso, we saw a good 3-point touch last game against Wantagh. This is Jacqueline. Jacqueline a little uncontrolled. Triantafalu had so much time, he didn't know what to do with it. Here's Freund. Freund driving on the baseline, absorbs the contact, and puts it up and in. First lead of the game for North Shore. It's a 7-6 advantage. Little over a minute gone by in this second quarter. Here's Tasso, hop step in the lane, traveled. Left his feet, but then took another step after that. Dominic Marone will come in, as will Paniagua. Essentially a line change as Halpin returns as well. Dan McAndrew said they took everybody who came to try out this year in the shortened season. Here's La Rosa. Triantafalu. Drives right baseline. Bumped off by Murphy. Picks up the dribble. Back up top for Jacqueline. Kicking in the corner. Triantafalu, 3-pointer off the back heel. Battle for it down low. And it's pulled down by Marone. To Murphy. Underneath. Puts it up and in. Sean Murphy with a game-high 6 points. He's got 6 of the 8 Falcon points. And the Falcons back on top by 1. It's 8-7. Here's Trantafilu. Right side, that'll be a 3. Well strong. Freund trying to track this one down before it goes out of bounds. He does. And Jacklin will hold between the circles. Back outside, Freund will spot up for 3. No good. Out of bounds to Locust Valley. So both teams getting some decent looks, especially from beyond the arc. But some challenges being accurate so far. Halpin, left side for Leantonio. Our player of the game from last week. Leantonio will spot up for 3. Murphy tracks down the missed rebound. Paniagua on the left blocks. Turn around, in and out, throwing the board. Here's Jacklin. Berlin back in the game playing with 2 fouls. Triantafilo on the perimeter. The freshman hands it off for Phil LaRosa. LaRosa long 2-pointer. A little too strong. Triantafilo going up for the board. No good. Pulls down another one, battling with Murphy, and Murphy takes it away. Leantonio's got it charging up ahead. Marone will try a 3 for Locust Valley. No good. Murphy pulls down the board again. Kicks it back out. Paniagua, 3 on the way. Too strong. And it goes over the backboard and out of bounds. Got to be impressed so far with the freshman Vasilis Triantafilo. Giving up a little size, going up against Murphy at times, but not afraid and still playing hard. Jacklin, now it's Berlin. Right side, driving to the basket is Nick LaRosa, who's fouled on the way there and puts it in. Nick LaRosa's first basket of the game. Sean Murphy picks up the personal foul. So Nick LaRosa, guy that was part of the plans coming into the year, but perhaps not as big as he has been after missing the free throw. Again, he and Triantafilu kind of thrust into action with the injury to some of the younger guys. Right side, Murphy going up against Berlin, follows his own shot, and he'll go to the free throw line. And Nick LaRosa picks up the foul. So that's his second. Only 4 team fouls for North Shore in this first half, but Berlin and Nick LaRosa both have 2. So we'll see if Coach Carpenter elects to leave LaRosa in. Murphy back to the line. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Up to 7 points now. All-conference player a year ago, all-county football player as well. Back in the fall of 2019. So makes 1 of 2. And we are knotted up at 9. Low-scoring contest midway through the second quarter. LaRosa driving right by the defense. Reverse shot is good. Showed a little extra burst there. Switching hands on the baseline and then able to put it up and in. Here's Leantonio, and we'll have a foul. And if that is on LaRosa, that's number 3. That is. So now Nick LaRosa is going to have to come out of this game. So North Shore finding themselves a little short-handed. Inbounded to Leantonio. Leantonio now Murphy. Murphy trying to drive along the baseline. Count the basket and 1. So Murphy Really making things challenging for North Shore as Berlin just picked up his third foul. So we're going to be seeing a lot of Ryan Freund and Will Feldman, at least for the remainder of this first half. North Shore, not a tremendously huge roster as it is, 9 players on the varsity. And Locust Valley on top by 1. It's 12-11, 3 minutes to go in the first half. And North Shore will take a timeout. We'll do the same. It's Locust Valley on top by 1 here late in the first half. Stay with us on Varsity Media Sports Network. Kevin Carpenter for North Shore, their head coach. He's got his work cut out for him a little bit. 2 players, 2 of their key players, 2 starters, David Berlin and Nick LaRosa, both in foul trouble with 3 fouls apiece. And it's largely been the play of Sean Murphy for Locust Valley, who's got 10 points and has caused a lot of those fouls. Ten of Locust Valley's 12 points by Murphy inside. North Shore trying to find an offensive touch. Here's Freund. Left elbow jumper, no good. Tapped back and taken by Halpin. Here's Marone on the dribble. Marone over to Paniagua. Paniagua on the right side. Paniagua baseline drive to Murphy. Count it and 1 again. 5 consecutive for Locust Valley, and they have a 3-point lead. It's the largest lead for either team so far in this game. So Phil LaRosa picked up that last foul, and now Locust Valley is also in the bonus for the remainder of this first quarter. 2.5 minutes to play in this first half. A 3-point advantage for Locust Valley. Right corner for Trantafilu. And forced out of bounds. They say that'll be against Murphy. So Murphy picking up his second foul. And kind of shaking his head at that one. Inbound for LaRosa. LaRosa fall away 3. No. Offensive board for North Shore. Unfriendly roll. Trantafilu tries to pack it back in. No good. Murphy poked away from behind by Jacqueline. Back it comes for Phil LaRosa. LaRosa rolls in the lane. Puts it off glass and in. Big basket for North Shore as it stops the bleeding and cuts the deficit to 1. 14-13, the North Shore advantage. Under 2 minutes to play in this first half, pardon me. Murphy had it knocked away again, but recovers. Right side, that'll be for Marone, no good. Paniagua pulls it down. And then Paniagua lost it off his knee, out of bounds, so North Shore will have it. One-point contest inside 2 minutes to go in the first half. In a matchup of unbeatens. Locust Valley and North Shore both come in at 6-0 on the season. Trantafilu. Offensive foul going against Phil LaRosa. As LaRosa kind of got a little aggressive as he was trying to cut to his right side and got his elbow up high. And the referee's trying to get some perspiration off the floor. Looking for a towel or paper towel or something like that. And now Leantonio says, don't worry about it. but they'll get it just in case. A little maintenance of the floor. And Coach Carpenter out there as well, just to make sure the job is done to completion. 90 seconds left in the first half. Low-scoring defensive contest. In a one-point game, 14-13, Locust Valley leading. Lee Antonio, right side, it goes for Incorvaya. Here's Murphy on the elbow. Double team comes over to him, knocked away. Murphy in some trouble, kicks it back outside. Incorvaya, Paniagua down low, off the window and in. Nice move by Paniagua. In a little trouble there. Knocked away out of bounds by Lee Antonio. Pelagonia quickly working to come back in, and they're going to do a little offensive-defense substitution. Limit the possibility of foul trouble for Murphy. Kunkel will come in, as will Nick LaRosa for North Shore. Triantafilu to inbound. Here's Nick LaRosa, 4 points today. He's been on the bench with those 3 fouls. Luke Jacklin. Back up top, Phil LaRosa. He'll try a 3 off the iron, no good. Tipped out of bounds. Should be North Shore ball, it is. So we'll get a timeout taken by North Shore.
Are you looking at the shooting Locust Valley bench?
So Locust Valley will take that timeout. And again, Sean Murphy has been the story of this contest so far. 12 points for the Locust Valley senior. He's gotten a couple of North Shore players into foul trouble, and they've been looking at him early on. He's been a lot to handle because David Berlin, who did a good job on him early on, got into some foul trouble. Then you have the freshman, Vasilis Triantafilu, trying to body him up. So North Shore hasn't quite had an answer for him yet. He and Paniagua are the only ones that have scored thus far for Locust Valley. About a 10-second difference between game and shot clock. Up top, this is Phil LaRosa. Jacklin straight away. Nick LaRosa with it. Back to his older brother, Phil. Phil trying to drive, spins in the lane. 3 players on him. Scoop shot goes, and the foul. So Phil LaRosa, when his team needing a basket, that's the second time he's shown that footwork down low. So LaRosa, an opportunity to tie. Paniagua picks up that foul. That's his second. Free throw rims out. Plenty of time for Locust Valley. 23 seconds to go in this first half. There's Lee Antonio. Now Halpin. Paniagua will hold with 10 seconds left. Paniagua off a screen. In a little trouble in a double team. Lost the ball out of bounds, but I think they're going to call a foul on North Shore with 2 seconds left. Foul against Luke Jacklin. That is his first, but it's the 8th team foul against North Shore, so Paniagua will go to the line for 1-1. Paniagua returning all-county player from last year. Ryan Freund will return for North Shore. Locust Valley takes everybody off the line. And the first free throw is good. Second one good as well. Heave shot, three-quarter court shot, no good. And in a low-scoring first half, the Locust Valley Falcons take a 3-point lead into the halftime break. It's 18-15 here from North Shore High School. Stay with us. Plenty more to come. Second half coming up on Varsity Media Sports Network. Welcome back to North Shore High School. Matt Schrotus with you as we get ready to start the second half of play between these two unbeaten teams. Locust Valley leading North Shore 17-15. And taking a look at the first half stats, Sean Murphy, really the player of the game right now for Locust Valley, for both teams. He leads the way with 12 points, 12 of the 18 for Locust Valley. And Luke Paniagua has the other 6. Those two guys have been the only players that have scored tonight for Locust Valley. And then on the North Shore side of things, a couple different players with low figures. Phil LaRosa and Nick LaRosa, the two brothers, have 4 points apiece. And then if you also look a little bit further down the list, Luke Jacklin with 3, Ryan Freund and Vasilis Triantafilou both have 2 points apiece. The other story of this game is the foul trouble of some of the North Shore players. David Berlin with 3 personal fouls as we start the second half. Nick LaRosa with 3 personal fouls, and Phil LaRosa with 2. So those 3 players all with a bit of foul trouble for North Shore. And then even on the side for Locust Valley, the 2 leading scorers in Sean Murphy and Luke Paniagua, they both have 2 fouls apiece. So some of the big players in this contest on both sides in a little bit of foul trouble. The other thing is defensively, both teams ratcheted up. On the perimeter, both teams were really struggling to find any sort of rhythm. It was a 6-5 game after one quarter of play, and obviously 18-15 as we are just seconds away from starting the third quarter. So both teams will look to find a little bit more of an offensive rhythm and an offensive groove as we begin the second half. Again, a matchup of 2 unbeaten teams, 2 of the few remaining unbeatens left in Nassau County overall, and they happen to play in the same conference. So this really boiling down to a conference title game here in Conference 7. As you look at some of the other unbeatens in Nassau County, Cary and Elmont, they also share a conference. The others do not. Limbrook, Syosset, North Shore, and Locust Valley, both 6-0. And those with a minimum of 5 games played because of some of the COVID things. Not everybody has gotten all their games in. So you have a team like Malvern, who was 4-0. Limbrook was 3-0. Manhasset was 3-0. So the fact that in Conference 7, most games have gotten played, and you have these 2 teams that have played at a high level, have led us to this point. So we get ready to start the third quarter. North Shore will begin with possession, trailing by 3. And David Berlin will inbound right in front of us. The Vikings in the home whites move right to left to begin the third quarter. Here's Luke Jacklin, picks up the dribble in a little bit of trouble, though, being hounded by Leantonio. Viantafilu. Driving into traffic, no good. And Paniagua the rebound, that missed shot from Nick LaRosa. Rims have been a little tight for both teams so far tonight. Here's Paniagua, switch over. Defensively, Murphy trying to post back up. Left side, that'll be a 3. It's good for Dom Marone. First player not named Murphy or Paniagua to score for Locust Valley. And a big basket, and they have their largest lead tonight. It's a 6-point advantage. A timeout taken by Locust Valley. Jacklin was in a little bit of trouble there.
30-second timeout.
So if you looked before the contest, and even some of the players on the Locust Valley bench still wearing their shooting shirts, they got them in just in time for senior day. And if you notice on the back of the shirt, if we could see, I don't know because a lot of the guys having their backs to us all are in the game, you could see the name Owen across the back of the shooting shirt for Locust Valley, and that is because they have dedicated this season to head coach Tim Lamott's 4-year-old son Owen, who's been, battling disease this year. And Tim Lamott and his wife, they have taken up residence in Manhattan, trying to make sure that their son has all the care that he can have, and hopefully he can recover as well as he can. So they have been dedicating this season to Owen Lamont, as he's in their thoughts and in their minds as every time they take the floor. Back to the action out of the timeout. North Shore with the ball. That's a 3 as shot clock expires. No good. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with North Shore.
Out of bounds, Vikings ball.
Locust Valley trying to make the point that Trientafilo had touched it last, but the referees did not see it that way. Here's Luke Jacklin. Now to Phil LaRosa. LaRosa right side off a screen. Berlin was kind of feigning innocence there. Rolling through the paint, no good off the shot from LaRosa. Murphy the rebound. It's one of those nights that the guys driving towards the basket feel like they can't buy a shot. Murphy back it outside. Lee Antonio will try a 3. Well strong. Rebounded by Berlin. Here's Phil LaRosa driving in transition to the rack and in. LaRosa's 6th point of the night and cuts the deficit to 4. It's 21-17, Locust Valley leading. Here's Murphy off a screen. Up top, Maroon. Paniagua will try a 3. Too strong. Long rebound. Lee Antonio fighting to track it down. He does. Paniagua in traffic. Scoop shot is good. Little uncontrolled, but able to corral it just at the end to get that shot off. Trientafilo out on the perimeter. This is Jacklin. Jacklin will try a 3. No good. Here's Paniagua with a head of steam. Murphy now. Double teamed on the block. Back outside. Paniagua sidesteps that. Looking to Murphy. He moves it back outside to Halpin. Marone now. Marone pulls up. His shot blocked. Murphy the rebound. Back up with it. And the soft touch is good. 8-point lead, the largest of the night for the Falcons, and Sean Murphy up to 14 points. We'll have a whistle. Foul called on Joe Halpin.
Number 15, Joe Halpin, his first, team's first.
There's Jacklin. Nick LaRosa. LaRosa will give to his brother Phil. Phil on the baseline in a little traffic. No good. Offensive board won't go. It's 3rd time, 4th time. No. Finally falls in. So Phil LaRosa just sheer grit on that possession. Paniagua stepping inside the 3-point line. Cans that one. Eight-point lead, 27-19. Locust Valley leading. Here's Berlin, head fake. Now puts it on the floor. Berlin, spin move, tries to go over Murphy. No, Paniagua with the rebound. This is Halpin. Lee Antonio. Marone will try a 3. After the miss, there's Phil LaRosa. LaRosa puts it in another gear. LaRosa, underhand scoop shot won't go. Halpin the rebound. Almost threw it away, but Lee Antonio, nice job to keep it in. Inside 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Paniagua 3, no. Berlin's got the board. Another gear and too strong for Jacklin. Lee Antonio over the timeline. That's Jacklin on him. Gets by Lee Antonio. Marone will try a 3. That's good. Dom Marone, his 2nd 3-pointer today, and a timeout taken by North Shore. 30-19, Locust Valley leads here in the 3rd quarter. Stay with us. Plenty more to come on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Island sports fans, now is the time to ensure you don't miss out on your athletes' games. Varsity Media is available to live stream any game, any event, any level, anytime. Reach out to Varsity Media today to learn more about live streaming services. 516-403-2050 or visit us at www.varsitymedia.net.
9-2 run for Locust Valley, and they have opened up the largest lead of the game to this point, a 30-19 advantage for the Falcons. Last bucket made by Dominic Marone, a big three-pointer. And right now for North Shore, the bottom line is they got to start making some shots. They've had opportunities. They're missing some layups. The bounces are just not quite going their way. But for the Vikings, they have to find a way. Start making some baskets. Nick LaRosa, this is Freund. Triantafilu, knocked away. LaRosa able to get it. LaRosa kicking it back outside. LaRosa's got it. He'll try a three, in and out. Battle for it, and Paniagua lost it out of bounds. That's the sort of thing that get a good look, and it's halfway down the cylinder, and then pops back out. David Berlin coming back in. Nick LaRosa will head to the bench. Here's Freund. Boy, Phil LaRosa working super hard to get open. He's being face guarded by Halpin. Berlin back outside. Triantafilu picks up the dribble. Jacklin with it. And Jacklin, are they going to call him for an offensive foul? No, they're going to get it on Leantonio.
Number 23, Logan Leantonio, his first, team second.
Thought they could have got it on Jacklin for kind of extending that elbow. So North Shore getting another crack at this one. Here's Jacklin. Nice dish off to Freund underneath, who puts it in. One of the best looks that North Shore has had tonight as they drive in. That was Jacklin driving in. Defense converged on him, and he found Freund open. Berlin the rebound off the miss. And they'll give it to Phil LaRosa. Now it's Jacklin running the point. Jacklin driving to the basket again, in some trouble, no good. Paniagua's got it. Here's Paniagua now to Halpin underneath, goes up with it, is fouled. That might have been Berlin that got him, and if so, that would be number 4. That is the 4th foul on Dave Berlin. And Kevin Carpenter looks like he's contemplating getting somebody up. Will Feldman is getting ready to come back in. First free throw no good by Halpin. Halpin, a really defensive-oriented player. He takes charges. He took 4 in the first 2 games of the season, kind of setting the tone. And even if you watch him in this third quarter, he has been right on top of Phil LaRosa. 0 for 2 from the stripe. And LaRosa the rebound. Crossover, got stripped on the way by Leantonio helping out. Feed ahead to Leantonio, 2-on-1. Marone can't handle the pass, loses it out of bounds. .90 seconds left in the third quarter. 30-21, Locust Valley leads. Triantafilu, D'd up by Murphy. Here's Freund. Cross court, Triantafilu steps into a 3, no good. Rebounded by North Shore, back up with it. Paniagua the stop, but he commits a foul on Luke Jacklin. And that is the 3rd foul on Luke Paniagua. And that'll send Luke Jacklin to the line. Jacqueline, quiet offensive day so far. I mean, pretty much everybody on North Shore, that is the case. Just 3 points to this point, but hits his first free throw. Captain on this North Shore squad, and missing the second with them really facing up on Phil LaRosa. Might look for more from Luke Jacqueline in this fourth quarter. Final minute of play in the third. An 8-point advantage for Locust Valley, 30-22. Murphy down low. Marone a little trouble handling it. Gets it to Lee Antonio. Poked away by Jacqueline. 10 on the shot clock now. Here's Lee Antonio off a screen. He'll try a three off the front of the iron. No good. Pulled down by Jacqueline. Quickly ahead to Phil LaRosa. LaRosa by Lee Antonio to the basket. He's fouled by Lee Antonio. And Phil LaRosa will go to the free throw line. He knew that points have been a little hard to come by today. And a nice outlet pass as well to kind of get LaRosa going. So LaRosa 8 points tonight. 0 for 1 from the stripe. And missing on that second. He's a member of the Team Up for Unity initiative between Section 8 and 11 and the Long Island Nets, the G League affiliate of the Brooklyn Nets. Talking about equality and spreading messages of equality throughout high school sports on the island. Shot clock is off. 20 seconds remain in the third quarter. A 7-point lead for Locust Valley at 30-23. This is Lee Antonio. Hold for the final shot. Lee Antonio getting by Jacqueline. Stripped on it. Here's Jacqueline. Feeds ahead. That's good for Phil LaRosa just before the horn expires. And a big basket for North Shore to cut it to a 5-point deficit as we head to the fourth. A 6-0 run for the Vikings. Defense leading to offense as we go to the fourth. Stay with us on Varsity Media Sports Network. We get ready to start the fourth quarter of play at North Shore High School. The home team trailing Locust Valley by 5. It's 30-25. And again, we've talked about this throughout the broadcast. The winner of this game moves to 7-0 on the season and very likely is the conference champion. Again, 8-game regular season, no playoffs. So you play every game within your conference. And both these teams come into tonight at 6-0. Locust Valley will start with the ball. It's Paniagua to inbound in front of us. Feeds it across. Marone, as they just got it in. We'll see if North Shore can carry that little surge they had at the end of the third into the beginning of this fourth quarter. Knocked away. Able to recover, though. This is Paniagua driving to the basket. Shot deflected and rebounded by LaRosa. LaRosa up ahead. Shot won't go. Pulled down by Locust Valley. It's Paniagua with it. Triantafilu just couldn't get it. We have an official's timeout as the shot clock never started. So the game clock is correct. They'll wind 5 seconds off the shot clock to get it to 30 seconds. in Corvaya. Now it's Marone. Marone long 2 on the way off the heel. There's Will Feldman pushing the pace now. La Rosa kick it back out. Little push shot offensive foul called on Luke Jacklin. Just the second North Shore foul of the half. So after dealing with foul trouble in the first half, they've been pretty consistent defensively in this second half. They're also trying to get a lot more transition offense, trying to get buckets a little bit easier. They've been finding kind of a tough time going against Murphy. Ball to the deck. Back outside, it comes for Marone. He'll try a 3 and knock it down. Dominic Marone's third 3 of the night. 9 points, and it's back to an 8-point lead for Locust Valley. And then Nick La Rosa able to get one back. 33-27. Minute and a half gone by in this fourth quarter. There's Murphy back in the game, playing with 3 fouls. Paniagua knocked away, out of bounds. Last touch by Locust Valley. Dave Berlin comes back in. He's got 4 fouls. Good spell by Will Feldman. So with Murphy back in, they bring Berlin back in. Back to the half-court offense. Halpin got a piece of that. Own rebound for La Rosa, and he puts it in. Boy, that's frustrating for Dan McAndrew. I don't know if you were able to hear it. Here he said, we ran this yesterday. Talking about in practice. They got the stop they wanted, but La Rosa, good second effort. Here's Marone, he'll try another 3. Back-to-back 3s for Dominic Marone. Lead back to 7. Triantafilu, he'll try a 3, a little too strong. Rebounded by Marone. Well, he's everywhere these last few minutes. 7-point advantage for Locust Valley, 36-29. Murphy up top. Halpin, now Paniagua. Murphy trying to fight for position down low. Behind the back pass, knocked away. North Shore trying to push the tempo. Jacklin feeding ahead for Berlin. Berlin did all he could to save it, and a timeout taken by North Shore. 5:06 to go in this one. Dominic Marone's been lighting it up from beyond the arc. A 7-point lead for Locust Valley. Stay with us here on Varsity Media Sports Network.
Island sports fans, now is the time to ensure you don't miss out on your athletes' games. Varsity Media is available to live stream any game, any event, any level, anytime. Reach out to Varsity Media today to learn more about live streaming services. 516-403-2050 or visit us at www.varsitymedia.net.
North Shore will have the ball following the timeout. That was a full timeout, but Kevin Carpenter calls the guys back over to the floor. So Phil La Rosa, after sort of a quiet first half, up to 13 points on the day. He leads the way for North Shore. Sean Murphy, the other end, has been battling a few fouls and 12 points in the first half, 14 overall on the contest. Here's Luke Jacklin. That'll be a right side. Long 2, they say, for La Rosa. 5-point game, 36-31, North Shore leading. Or, pardon me, Locust Valley leading North Shore. Murphy trying to post up. Here's Paniagua straight away, 3-pointer, well off the mark, out of bounds. So North Shore kind of hanging in there. It was an 11-point lead at one point late in the third quarter. Vikings finished the quarter on a 6-0 run. Little push shot just inside the free throw line, no good. Paniagua's got it. Paniagua knocked away by Berlin. Loose ball put back in by Jacqueline. 3-point game, it's 36-33. Step back, long two off the side of the iron, out of bounds. North Shore ball. An 8-2 run right now for the Vikings. Trying to claw their way back into this one. Jacqueline, left side for La Rosa as well short. And Paniagua's got it. He'll slow it down a little bit. Inside 4 minutes to go in the contest. 3-point game. Knocked away, able to recover though, Paniagua. Murphy from about 18 out. Paniagua holds on the elbow. Might have got away with a travel. He gets it back after it was deflected away. Here's Murphy. Paniagua with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Whips it across near side. Marone will step into a three. Knocks down another one. Dominic Marone has 5 3-pointers tonight for 15 points for Locust Valley. In a little traffic, Nick LaRosa forced up a shot. And it seems in this second half that every time we'll get a timeout by Locust Valley. Just seems that every time in this second half that North Shore has been banging on the door, close to it, Dominic Marone has been there with a big 3-pointer for Locust Valley. Again, 5 of them tonight. The junior forward has 15 points. Double-double earlier this year versus Island Trees, 16 points and 10 rebounds, so he is close to his season high. And he has led the way in the second half. First half for Locust Valley, it was Sean Murphy all over the place with 12 points. He's got 14 now, but Dominic Marone has had timely basket after timely basket. And the lead is back to 6. It's 39-33. First horn is Locust Valley will have it following the timeout. Dan McAndrew getting his guys ready. The 5 on the floor for Locust Valley are Incorvaya, Marone, Halpin, Paniagua, and Murphy. Here's Halpin up top, looking for Murphy underneath, count the basket and one. Triantafilo picks up the foul, but a well-designed play out of the timeout, and you can tell by the reaction that is exactly what they drew up in the Locust Valley huddle. Murphy, 1 of 4 tonight from the free throw line, 16 points. Berlin the rebound. So bit of an uphill battle now for North Shore, trailing by 8 inside 3 minutes to go. This is LaRosa. Spin move, LaRosa moving into Berlin underneath, double team comes back out. LaRosa in a little trouble, finds Nick LaRosa. Nick LaRosa driving on the baseline, another spin move. Marone got a piece of that one. And another timeout taken by Locust Valley. Dan McAndrew able to get a timeout just to save the possession. 2:15 to go in this one. And Locust Valley trying to grow their lead further. It's 41-33. Stay with us. Still plenty more to come on Varsity Media Sports Network. 41-33, Locust Valley trying to move to 7-0 on the season with 2:15 to go in this fourth quarter. In Corvaya for Locust Valley. Here's Paniagua now. Paniagua got his defender up in the air, puts it towards the basket, no good. Halpin the rebound, that won't go. Murphy tried to battle for it, lost it out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Vikings ball.
So North Shore probably got to start taking some perimeter shots soon. That'll be one. There's the first one, no good. And Murphy the rebound. And if we look back at this game and the result holds, that'll probably be a big story from, or a big takeaway from North Shore's perspective, is that they weren't able to hit their shots. They had looks, they had opportunities. But nothing seemed to fall today for the Vikings. Marone, on the other hand, this guy cannot miss. 18 points for Locust Valley, a game high. And the Falcons have their largest lead of the game again. It's 44-33. Berlin is fouled. He will go to the free throw line.
Falcon foul number 33, Sean Murphy, his third, team's fifth.
Again, said it a moment ago, just Dominic Marone. Now a season high, 18 points, 6 made three-pointers. Teammates have done a really good job setting him up, but that one was, he had a hand in his face. Will Feldman will come back in. And these are big free throws that are getting missed for North Shore. Vikings showing a little 2-2-1 pressure right now. There's Marone over the midcourt line. That pass nearly got away. And then a foul on Luke Jacklin with a minute to go. Only the third team foul for North Shore. So even if they want a foul to try and put Locust Valley on the line, they got quite a few they have to commit. Paniagua to inbound. Here's Halpin. And Berlin, I don't think he was trying to foul there because he looked at the referee as if to say, what did I do? But that's his fifth and final foul. So Dave Berlin fouls out. 1 point today. Did a good job defensively early on by Sean Murphy. And when he got into early foul trouble, that was a little bit of a turning point early on in this game because Sean Murphy started to get going. And once Locust Valley took a lead at halftime, they never really looked back. They led 18-15 at the break in the third quarter. Extended the lead to 11. North Shore made a bit of a run and actually cut it to 3. But 2 big three-pointers late here by Dominic Marone really created the spacing and a little insurance for Locust Valley. So foul by Jacklin, and that's the 6th team foul, so there's one more.
Number 11, Will Feldman, his first, team sixth.
And Paniagua getting it to Incorvaya. So Incorvaya is going to go to the line for 1 and 1.
Viking foul number 11, Will Feldman, his second, team seventh.
And the game clock is showing 53.8 seconds. I think they're trying to put a little bit more time on the clock. And now the officials are trying to square away how many fouls there are. The scoreboard shows 6 right now. Should be 7. So Incorvaya is at the free throw line. 5'11" junior. Also on the golf team. And plays baseball. Missing on the free throw, tapped away. So North Shore's got to start moving. Trantafilu. Here's Jacqueline. Friedman on the baseline, trying to reverse, and traveled. So a lot of time worked off the clock for North Shore. Locust Valley pushing the ball up the floor, and Corvaya fouled again. They're able to work about 6-7 seconds off the clock there. But North Shore taking a lot of time on that last possession. So in Corvaya, 1-1 for the second time in a moment. Hits the first one. Second one is good as well. So lead extends to 12. That's the largest of the game tonight. Freund will try a 3. Too strong. Murphy the rebound, and they will continue to foul with 28 seconds left.
He's fouled by number 34, Vasilis Trantafilu, his second, team's 9th.
For this North Shore team, again, we mentioned some of the seniors on their squad. Aiden Landell, an ankle injury before the season. He is committed to play football at the University of Chicago. Jack Lennon had knee surgery, going to Williams College to play football, and he's a 4-year varsity player. So a couple of guys out this season for North Shore. Kevin Carpenter, who's been coaching in the district. These senior guys, he taught them in first grade phys ed. So this is really the first group that he has seen kind of grow all the way from beginning of elementary school all the way to graduation shortly. Rebounded by Di Benedetto. Here's Kunkel driving to the basket, knocked away. It'll stay with North Shore. So Locust Valley will move to 7-0 on the season. With one game remaining. And that'll be East Rockaway. What's today? Wednesday, East Rockaway on Friday evening. Left side 3, too strong. Picked up by Freund. Back out to Triantafilu. His shot won't go. Out of bounds with 5 seconds left. Locust Valley will inbound. North Shore will not foul. And a strong second half performance by Dominic Marone, the junior, with 18 points for the Falcons. And Locust Valley is the lone unbeaten in Conference 7. They come in and they knock off North Shore by a score of 46-33. 34, pardon me, 46-34. So we will be back in a moment with our player of the game. Stay with us, plenty more to come on Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming,
Cuts inside. Touchdown, Red Devils. Rosin coach Craig Murphy. There's you. What a move. And the foul.
videography, and photography. Covering all sports. at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games,
Patience offensively against this excellent defense. Now the shot's fired. How about that? Right into the top of the cage off the stick.
Be second down and 3. Handoff this time right up the middle. And B.J. Clark is gone for the touchdown.
school events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone at 866-577-1950.
Final score from North Shore today, 46-34 in favor of the Locust Valley Falcons, and they move to 7-0 on the season. Matt Shortis with you, and now we're joined by Dominic Marone, who had 18 points, a career-high 6 3-pointers tonight, and Dominic, a bunch of those came in late in the third, early in the fourth quarter. Every time North Shore made a little bit of a push, you seem to have a timely basket. What were your teammates doing to get you into good spots and good shooting positions?
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to Sean Murphy, number 33. He caused a lot of problems down low, and they were all focused on him, so I was able to get the open looks. And I think we did a great job of moving around, keeping them guessing.
Yeah, it seemed like Sean was kind of the focal point offensively in the first half, and that, again, like you're saying, opened some things up for you in that third and fourth quarter. From your perspective, when you get into a rhythm like that, were you starting to talk to your teammates and saying, like, hey, guys, like I'm really feeling it, or was it just like you were so focused on the game? What was going on there?
The only thing I would tell my teammates when I was hitting shots is that they're going to come out of me now, so they have better opportunities to get open. I wasn't really focused on myself. I was more focused on getting other guys' looks now that they were looking at me.
So once North Shore cuts it to like a 3-point game there, 36-33, coach called a timeout. What were you guys talking about late before you started to pull it away, and while North Shore was still in the middle of that run?
Well, we really just wanted to keep calm, keep getting the boards, stay strong down there, make sure we had the right defensive personnel, keeping them low, not too many points for them. And we just really wanted to come out as a team and give it our best.
Now moving to 7-0 with no playoffs. Conference championship is probably the pinnacle of this year. I know you still have one game to go against East Rockaway, but essentially this game felt like it was for the conference championship. Did you guys kind of feel that way coming into this game as well?
Yeah, that was definitely the feeling on the bus ride and everything before the game. We were all really excited because we knew this was pretty much the biggest game we'd have all year. Pretty much our playoff, even though we got one more left.
Yeah. And
shout out Coach Lamont. We miss you a lot. Hopefully you come back soon. That one's for you.
Well, congratulations tonight. 18 points for Dominic Marone, and a 7-0 season right now for Locust Valley Falcons. So appreciate it, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Again, Dominic Marone, 18 points tonight, 12 of those coming in the second half of play as Locust Valley comes on the road and defeats the North Shore Vikings by a score of 46-34. So that'll do it for us. We appreciate you joining us and tuning in for this Conference 7 Nassau County matchup. I'm Matt Shortis saying so long, and we'll see you next time on the Varsity Media Sports Network.